What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Colum Tyrrell Podcast. We got today's guest, James McCann from Australia. So that is two white immigrants who have come in here and taken your jobs, just marched into America, took your jobs. I took a woman. He brought a woman with him. So, he's having less of an impact on the local economy or the ecosystem. James McCann's very funny, from Australia. You know him from opening for Shane Gillis on tour right now, and Shane's doing just random huge fields now. There's not even stadiums big enough to fit Shane Gillis and the fans in there, and James, by all accounts, is absolutely murdering. Some say better than Shane. I don't know about that, but check him out, incredible comedian, and see him on the road. He's headlining himself too, and check out his shit online. Check out his podcast. We talk about it later on. The James McCann Catamaran plan. There will be a link in the bio for all of the stuff you want to do, and obviously head over to, if you want to support the podcast, if you enjoy this podcast and you want extra episodes, head over to Colum Tyrrell. Head over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell, and you can get extra episodes where it's just me, and it's only $1 a month. So be cool, join the Patreon. These the bills are getting higher, but the income is not. So we're heading into the bleak winter ahead of me. But you can see me on the road too if you want. This very week, I'm going to be in Galway, Ireland, heading home to my roots. Then I'll be in somewhere in Pennsylvania. Emmaus. Emmaus, Pennsylvania. I'm bringing Naeem Ali with me on the road there. Then I've got Detroit, Cleveland, Charleston, Charlotte, and Raleigh to end out the year. Then next year we're already adding dates. ColumTyrrell.com for all those ticket links, and there's a mailing list there too. So if you want me to come to a town, city, village, whatever the fuck it is, and perform stand-up comedy in that area, go over there, ColumTyrrell.com, fill out the dates. Obviously, it's within reason, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go to the Middle East. So listen, at the end of the episode, we answer questions from the Patreon too. So make sure you stick around for the end of that. Enjoy the episode. Enjoy James. Take it easy.
A grand old Duke of York. He had 10,000 men.
He marched them up to the
top of the hill,
and he marched them
down again. And when they're up,
and when they were down, they were down.
And when they're up, not up, not down.
Oh,
and the hip, young, groovy Duke of York. He didn't march those men anywhere.
Is this a tag that I've never
heard? I'm just having
of?
an idea.
Oh, the Duke's son, he wasn't much of a fucking leader.
The men didn't respect him.
Where does that song even come from?
Grand old Duke of York.
I definitely researched it in the last 10 years. I remember going.
You think you've been on the Wikipedia page?
I've definitely Googled it, and then I go, and then I don't remember the information. It's gonna body you now, is it?
Because I was thinking the same thing. I thought about looking it up.
Yeah.
I was like, which Duke?
I've definitely looked it up and found out what was going on.
Grand
it's a particular
Duke of
It's
York.
about a York that I think he retreated. It's a poem about a guy who retreated from battle, I believe. Maybe I'm crazy here. But
I mean, it sounds right.
I definitely Googled it, and I don't remember the information.
Here we go. 1763 he was born. But hold on, how could that be? The rhyme was published in 1624. That doesn't make any sense.
The poem was before the Duke of York? Well, the Duke of York is just a title passed on, surely.
Yeah, but surely this isn't every Duke of York back to back has 10,000 men and is marching them up and down hills.
Which one? Yeah, which one are we talking about?
You know, there's a Dutch version.
Of the same tune?
And it's the hero Prince Maurice came with 100,000 men. He went up the hill and also down again. It's just the same one. I was hoping it would be a weird Dutch one.
Yeah.
With
their version of like 2,000
men. They just exterminate the Belgians or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just some native Denmark people. All right, James McCann from the Catamaran plan.
That's true.
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you. Trying to buy a boat. James
Fuck
Doyle,
yeah.
Forbes McCann, Catamaran plan. I'm trying to get listeners in Dublin.
Specifically Dublin. You came to the wrong pod. This is an Americanized.
Sure,
pod.
but
This
I
is
bet
all-
you've got people back home.
I've got a little
Kin.
a couple of here. Yeah, I've got some cousins. Some
Yeah.
people like listen to it. Why you want fans in Dublin? Why, did you just do Dublin? Have you done it?
I've never done Dublin.
You've never done it?
I noticed that my podcast base was like Dublin a certain amount, and I thought that maybe that was the universe crying out to me.
Yeah.
That the statistic was actually pointing me towards the city of Dublin.
Yeah.
So I got 17 Dublin listeners.
Shout out to the boys.
Well, I'm hoping some of them are ladies.
Okay, and the girls.
I really tried to get Dublin women because I don't have women anywhere. It's
It's next to
87%
impossible to be a both gendered popular podcast. I think.
There must be an example, but I don't know of one.
But do you respect them? They're probably someone who does like some.
That's true. Well, man.
Widget of the week pod.
Could go into.
with it.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I've seen these men who have the audiences who are women.
But and what? And,
They suck,
They stink.
man.
They
and
stink.
they also
Truly though, I look, and it probably sounds a little almost primitive brain of us to be like, if your fan base are both sexes, I think you kind of suck.
Well, you'd be. I mean, what's that? The Today Show, like just like something that's perfectly equal in terms of gender representation.
Yeah.
And also, the algorithm doesn't want it because it wants you having your niche at 100%. It doesn't want
Yeah.
something wishy-washy for everybody. But financially, so much better to be a girl comedian.
Yeah. Well, here's the
They
thing.
buy
is
tickets, they buy merch.
They buy group tickets.
Yeah.
Because so all you need is like one. That's what we learned when Hannah Berner popped off in New York.
Yeah.
Her fans would be like, one girl would listen to the pod
And get
but she
all
would,
the-
she'd buy
all
a
the
ticket.
girls.
It's a girls' night.
Yeah.
There's no guys' night to a comedy show.
Oh, it's a lot of
really.
lonely men.
It's a lot of single men.
Yeah.
A lot of single tickets.
There's a comedian in Australia who has, when people come to his shows with no one, which happens all the time,
Yeah.
because he gets them to wear like a bracelet so they can all see each other and hang out. But that you can
Seems
really
a
only
little-
do that if the audience is all men. Because if you
Little
have
patronising.
women who
Oh,
don't have anybody there wearing a
now you
bracelet,
just branded my victim.
well, that's
Yeah.
who you can smuggle into a car, lickety
That's
split,
yeah,
no
you're
trouble.
just standing outside looking for the
No one's
braces.
going to care about her. She's gone. But Dublin, I thought that would be a good chance, like rebrand. All right, ladies, you know,
Get the Dublin ladies.
whole different market. Get the Dublin ladies.
I
And
don't-
I couldn't. I looked up all the Dublin lady podcasts. There were a bunch.
Yeah.
Some of them were pretty good. There's
Okay.
one lady talking to her sister. That's a very successful.
All right,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's doing well.
Shout out to that one, yeah.
But I'm
Okay.
happy to get the Dublin men too. When did you start? You started comedy in Dublin.
Yeah, I started in. I did a couple of years in Ireland, relatively low level.
But not in Dublin to start out with?
yeah,
Or-
I started in Dublin. Yeah,
Well,
Dublin.
but
But I
you're
was
not-
on the road all the time.
Right.
Because Ireland's so fucking small.
Yeah.
And then Dublin, you're limited.
4-hour drive, the furthest
Exactly.
you can go.
But every single weekend, I was driving to different corners of the
Nice.
country, just doing shitty fucking bar shows
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah. So I did that for a few years, and then I had the opportunity to move to America because I had a graduate visa. So I said,
Oh, you did on the graduate
yeah,
visa?
yeah.
Sick.
So I did that, and I came out here for a year, and then the year turned into 10 years. 10 years today, or 10 years yesterday, maybe.
I didn't realize you were
I'm
ancient.
I'm
You were.
here a long time. That's
Well,
why
where
my
did you-
accent is so fucked up.
See, I can't. My accent is ruined because I've got a New Zealand wife.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, but I'm
Oh,
listening
wow.
to. I listened to a podcast of myself from 8 months ago, and it's noticeably different.
The Australian accent.
Yeah, the Australian accents come right down.
So, yes, I've been through this. Okay,
This
I've been through it.
This
and
is emotional. I'm losing my identity.
yeah, we don't have to change your name. Although McCann, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I get this, and then when I go home now, people mock me. They
They say,
call me I'm a dirty Yank.
"You've
I'm
forgotten who
you
you are."
fucking Yank. Look
Yeah.
at you. What's
Well,
that? What
they-
is that? A trash can? Fuck you.
They've forgotten who they are. Ireland used to be all rosaries and suffering, and now it's
Yeah,
Google
you're-
not paying taxes and abortions are coming out the wazoo.
know, yeah.
Shame.
Gay rights and stuff. Fuck. What happened to the good old the pain of Irish people?
That's what I'm going to tap into for the Irish fan base.
The-
is people
the-
who are opposed to this global abortionist thing sweeping through your beautiful sweet
I don't
country.
think there's a big market of Irish of like conservative Irish people out there.
We
They're
just
ve-
need
it's a
niche.
small.
We need, yeah,
we
but
need a
it'll
leader.
be easy to activate.
There
them.
needs to be a leader to be like, yeah.
McGregor's trying.
McGregor's gonna run for president for sure.
Is he
yeah.
really?
That's what he said.
He's
not
got to
gonna-
get off the gack, I think.
He's yacked up.
Yeah.
But again, let him.
I mean, sometimes it takes.
I know
man.
people who don't have any money.
Oh,
Oh, sorry,
silly
yeah.
CJ. No, leave it in. Let the people know.
Let the people know that it's a work in progress.
He was
show.
leading the immigrant thing. McGregor.
McGregor.
He
I don't
was
really know what he's up to. I don't
Alright.
follow his opinions on much.
I was following that because it was like the week that I said, I'm going to be a big Dublin celebrity.
Yeah.
That was the week that the riots, the peaceful protests, I don't know what they were.
Oh, well, what happened was, look, there's always like just sort of a right wing, I guess, if for lack of a better word, contingent just ready to bubble over.
Sure.
And a lot of teenagers just want to fucking riot.
Yeah.
You must have that in Australia, right?
Oh, sure. I mean,
just
less
every now
so.
and again in Sydney, just
I've gotta say,
pops off with
Beautiful beaches have
couple of
really
Fijians or something.
calmed that right down. Well, there was
You gotta
Cronulla. Cronulla Beach actually was the big racial blow up about 15 years ago.
with the Aborigines,
Lebanese.
the Lebanese.
The Lebanese, it's like we got and there was a group, it was before social media, a big text message went out. And everyone was getting a text message saying, you got to get down to Cronulla. You got to take the beach back.
Take the beach back.
Take the beach back. And it was our Gallipoli.
I
was
love,
Gallipoli
yeah,
number 2.
for sure. It's all these whites that came into Australia. Now they're mad that more.
It's been a long time between race riots in Australia, but boy, that was one.
I've got, I've got Aborigine family actually.
Get out.
I swear, yeah.
Aborigine family?
Yeah, my nieces are all Aborigine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my brother went over there.
We get real. The butt gets tight if you say Aborigine.
I'm
in
not allowed to say
Australia.
that?
Aboriginal. It's always Aboriginal.
Aboriginal, sorry.
No one is ever able to explain why one's offensive and one's not.
Oh, yeah.
One's
true.
an adjective, one's a
Guys,
noun. It's the same word.
I know you're not allowed to shorten it to.
Yeah.
I know you're not allowed to shorten it.
There
to
are
Abo.
definitely more offensive things you can if you want to. But that's great.
No disrespect meant to the natives of Australia. Sorry.
Actually, I know several Aboriginal Irish people. I know a little girl. There's an Irish lady who got impregnated and now has a little Aboriginal
She got
Irish
impregnated
daughter.
by an Aboriginal.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just that
Hey,
kid is just raised. I just has a picture of King Charles that stares at and hates for 30 minutes a day.
Are you guys still fucking connected to the Crown at this point? You guys
never
are
let
still-
it go.
Yeah, I watched an episode of The Crown and there was like,
We love it.
yeah, you love the fucking royal family.
They were good to us.
They were.
We never
solid.
had this like American, shame. The worst we got is one governor was kicked out during the rum rebellion.
Okay.
Where
What was that? Rome was getting taxed or something.
I think they were using rum as a currency. We don't really learn about it. But it's like there was a bit of argy-bargy and the crown was never called into question. But we never had this like, I guess we were too far away.
Too really cool. Well, they probably
Yeah.
didn't have their fucking they didn't have their feet on your necks, right? They didn't have.
No, I mean they were the ones.
They were
doing
like
the-
kind of relatively good to you. Like in
smart.
Ireland, they took all our food and killed us all.
Well, I mean we
So we had
also
a little-
dragged Irish people over there to build the country.
We sent
as
over a couple
indentured
of
servitude.
pickpockets got sent over to you guys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Because we stole Trevelyan's corn.
you're not allowed to use the word slave for the Irish. You always have to say convicts. You can't say slave.
Indentured
That's stolen.
servitude, maybe.
But it's like, if you steal a loaf of bread in a famine
Yeah.
and they send you to Australia for
Yeah.
10 years to work,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks a little slavey.
Yeah,
You
I
have
guess
to-
it is. But you should. Hey, look, it's your own fault for trying to feed your kids.
Oh, yeah, too many kids.
Yeah. That's your own
The
fault.
great Irish pastime of going raw and leaving it in has once again.
Well, yeah, we would just get right on top of it. Didn't even give it time to heal.
I mean, I think we've and
But,
boy, they'd cut them open.
They have
No.
Irish twins, they call it. Did you ever hear that?
I have
When
heard
less
that.
than a year apart.
Yeah.
You don't have that in Australia. You probably heard to hear it. Did you? I never heard of. There's certain things that they have. Irish.
We call it Irish twins. Yeah.
Do you Irish twins?
Yeah.
Irish goodbye is not a thing that they really have in Ireland. The Irish goodbye is when you leave a party or something and don't say goodbye to anyone. You just go, I'm going.
That's the least. Is that what Irish people do?
I guess so. I guess we bounce.
Whenever Irish people have left a party I've been at, there's been a lot of singing and being very drunk.
Yeah,
and
they
making a
sing
scene
the
on
parting
way out.
glass.
Yeah.
They sing an old.
Come out, you black and tan.
Look, don't get me going, bro. That sounds like more like Gardini. Gardini's more
He
into the
loves
IRA
that.
than I am.
Well, I found out.
Gardini every now and
man,
again will just send me.
I became Catholic, but I found out that my great grandfather was black and tan.
Oh,
Yeah, it's hard. I gotta live with that.
Well, the black and tans were kind of just. Yeah, I guess they were kind of rats, you know.
Yeah,
The black and tans were like. I think people think that they were like the British Army, but they were
it was just guys.
they were civilians who would like rat out the.
just guys who wanted to mow down innocent, beautiful Irish people. Shame on you, great grandfather.
No. My understanding was that there was Irish people, and they were just like they didn't hate the crown. So if I found out that you were like plotting something with the IRA, I would go up and
You'd rat to the black and
I would
tans.
rat the army, and they would give me like fucking something.
Well, at least
But that's everywhere. They had that. They had that. They had that in the Holocaust.
Why? I mean, Ireland held out. Yeah, they had capos, I believe they were called.
Really? At the Holocaust?
I think I'm getting that right. That was
That's
the
definitely
Jews who were working
that's
with the Nazis.
capos. That's definitely
think it's
the
capos.
term for a.
Can we check that? I don't know if you're looking this up while we're doing
That's a middle management mafia guy for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, capos is the right term.
Hell yes. So
I'm not
capos.
celebrating the capos. I'm just happy that I got it right.
No. Let's
How
let's
do
praise your knowledge
How
of
do
the
I
Holocaust.
break it?
Now,
How
how
do I
many
break
million do you
into
think?
Ireland?
How many million do you think were killed?
8.
8 million.
8 million.
You think they've been
10,
underestimating?
15 million. Yeah, I think they're lowballing it. That's my official position. How do
such a great
How do
take.
I break into Ireland? How do I
just-
become famous? I mean, you must.
I have
now
no
have
idea.
No, you ever go
I
back
don't.
there?
I go all the time.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
$400 round
Hey,
flight.
I'm going to Ireland. This episode might actually be out after Ireland. So great shows if you were at the shows. If not, come to see me in Galway, the Galway Comedy Festival. Yeah, I'm doing
I know
Galway.
about the Galway Comedy Festival.
Yeah, it's great. You should.
That
do it.
Irish lady with an Aboriginal, Biddy O'Loughlin, went to the
I'd never heard of her.
Galway. She went to the Galway Comedy Festival. Seems to have had
Galway's
a
the
good time.
best. Yeah, the Irish.
All right, Galway's good.
Irish show everywhere. Galway's great. Ireland's great. You'll love it. The shows will be great.
What do you do? Clubs, festivals? What's the way
Festivals would be probably more ideal.
in? Okay.
Unless you have your own kind of fan base and you can sell your
I'd
own
just
headlining
like to
stuff.
build. If I can get.
Festivals are great. Go do a festival, dip your toes, come back and
I
headline.
got a family. I got 3 young kids.
Yeah.
I want to take the whole family, do an Irish trip,
Oh, you'd love that.
but I've got to sell. If I can sell 200 tickets, I think I can pay
I'm
for
sure
it with
you'd be
that.
fine.
How do we get there? I've got 17 listeners, so that's not enough.
Yeah, I know. Well, just
That's
go,
not enough.
go on fucking Shane's pod and just promote the tours.
Hello, Ireland!
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Specifically, just
No.
target Irish people. Yeah, they'll
I've got-
definitely come out.
They will come out.
They'll come out. They'll enjoy you. Sam
All right.
Talent goes and does runs. You know what I mean?
Sam goes everywhere.
Sam's-
He's bringing.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
dragging Estonians back here.
He's in Chernobyl. He's in fucking anywhere he could go. Right? He's the North Pole.
He's
yeah.
like, I got to start doing a travel documentary, or I'm in trouble. He's here this weekend.
Is
You're
he?
gonna- Yeah. When are you off?
I leave tomorrow.
Ah, you're gonna miss
I
him by
know.
one day.
Ships in the fucking night, huh? Shout out to Sam Talent.
I love Sam Talent.
Shout out to all these comics who are better than me and more successful than me.
Not true. You're here. You got now. Did you transition from a graduate visa to a?
I'm a permanent resident now.
Oh, you got the Permi Resi.
Yeah, I should do the citizenship. I just haven't bothered really filling it out.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the merit? You get to vote if you become a citizen.
I get the vote, and then I think I get the passport. I get to be a dual passport guy.
Nice. And then if you get abducted overseas, they actually care and look for you.
that's a big one.
Yeah.
For when I go fucking.
I don't know that the Australian
When I
government's
go to
sending anyone
Somalia
after
and
me.
my boat gets fucking.
I mean, Sam Talent is clinging to that passport for
Yeah.
his travels. He'll be in Somalia before you know it.
that's not bad.
Just stumbling around.
So the
Look
boat.
at all these hot ladies.
I recently became my new goal in life now is to have a sailing boat and
Nice.
travel the world.
Look at
That's my new goal in life.
I
Not just
refuse
from
to
this.
believe it. I refuse to believe
No,
it. I've
it's
been
a
pushing that for ages.
It's a brand new.
What made you decide that the boat was what you needed?
I think I just started. Oh, I watched a fucking movie
Oh, a movie?
about some little girl
Okay.
who traveled from Australia.
Yeah.
She traveled the world.
Right, she did a round the world trip on
When
the
she
boat.
was like 16.
Yeah,
A lot of people
very
said it was
famous.
parental mismanagement. Allowing your kid to be that
I mean,
dangerous.
what was funny, I'm going to get this slightly wrong.
That's
but
fine.
as she
We're not here for a
left,
fact.
she crashed the boat in a bridge as she was leaving, like on the first day.
Oh, wow.
I think she hit a bridge, and then she had to stop and go later. And the whole country was
Yeah.
like quite excited for her to go. And then when that happened, people started going.
I know she did a
Hold on
test.
a
She did a
minute.
test run and got smashed by a boat.
All right,
at
that
one
would have
point.
been it.
She-
That would have been it.
Something happened where she didn't have her radio set right, and she
Yeah.
went across a boating strip, and she just got smashed.
So,
up by
and
a
then the
cargo.
whole trip apparently was fine. But what a bad
start.
omen for the rest of the trip.
Yeah. Also, trying to tell people if you're the parent and your kid dies like that immediately, you
Yeah.
go, she was pretty. I just wanted to give her what she wanted. You know what I mean?
Man, I also Little Girl on a Boat was my first way in. I watched there's a documentary on YouTube about Greta Thunberg,
Mm-hmm.
who she was like, I'm not flying anywhere anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to go to this summit in America, and I'm
She
in.
has to go.
She had to go, so she
just
said,
had to
"Does
go.
anyone have a
Deliver the
boat?
speech. It was like, get her to the Greek.
A family, the Sailing La Vagabonda family, get Greta Thunberg on the boat, and they sail her in winter across the which ocean is it? The Atlantic.
Yeah, from Norway to like the east
Yeah.
coast of America,
And
somewhere.
it's-
or wherever the fuck she's
I
from.
mean,
Where is she from? Sweden.
I think
Scandinavian.
she's one of
bullshit.
the
Scandinavian Humpty
the
Dumpty.
cold ones.
A very Humpty Dumpty voice. Yeah,
beautiful, proud history. We love our
Vikings.
Scandi people.
We love the Vikings.
We wouldn't mind
we
the
love
Scandinavian following as well. Man, she
Shout
almost
out to the-
dies. They almost die on this boat, and
Oh.
everyone's keeping it cool the whole time. And then the dad on the boat
Oh,
is
the
like,
storm?
"There's a storm coming,"
The fucking.
and he's like doing 2 cameras and like, "This is a terrible idea. What have I done?" I'm going to kill Greta Thunberg. But he
We
doesn't.
don't have to eat her.
He doesn't. He's safe. Well, there's not a lot to eat. She's tiny. But her dad's there too. He would have been more agreeable. And it
Yes.
made me like Greta Thunberg.
Because she survived this, like
She's just like the whole time. She's like, hello. We are
and she doesn't realize that
very
they're
choppy
endangered.
seas. No, they're totally hiding that from
That's
her.
so. So
terrifying.
yeah. So when they're together, go like, this is fine, and then when he's alone with the camera, go, we're fucked. We're fucked. What did I do?
It's a quality.
I've got blood on my hands.
Sailing the Vagabonda. It's great. I don't want to overstate how scary it gets, but he seems pretty scared while it's happening.
That's funny as shit, dude.
I
don't know, but you've
It's
got,
my dream is to go on their boat. I love them so much.
I love it that you've got. And I'm sure I've experienced it to a degree, obviously, but with kids having to hold your composure, like when something bad probably happens.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're in danger, you gotta go, things are fine. No, this is good. And then you gotta go, I'm just gonna go in here and fucking cry a little.
Well,
Yeah.
walking on the streets of America, you do that every day, and we're trying to train our children to recognize. I mean, we don't have a vagrancy issue in Australia
Yeah.
at all. You go for a walk, and you can tell who's crazy beforehand.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to pick up who's going to be a problem.
Well, here's the thing: is I just walked
In
down here.
America.
I just walked down the street here.
Yeah.
I don't know the street, so I walked down a homeless street.
Yeah.
Didn't know.
No, that's also
But
the
I-
main
but-
street.
And I looked. I literally just looked like everyone else around
Yeah.
me. So I held up my cold brew coffee, kind of just let everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not actually like these. I'm drinking a cold brew.
They're not like us. I got my Cobra. This is, I think, this American fetish for like not having for new clothes that are like ironed and pressed and shoes.
Yeah.
It's because you've got to dress casually, but the homeless are also dressing casually, so you have to dress extremely cleanly. But
Cleanly.
you can't like walk down the street in a suit because people will think
Easy picking.
you're a
Here he is.
you're
Here
gonna
he
be a
is.
hard man in
Look
a
at this guy.
tracksuit,
The 1%.
but clean.
Yes.
It's got to be
fresh
appallingly
tracksuit.
weird, fresh.
Yeah, you got to dress like a black guy. You got to have a fresh, clean
Yeah.
tracksuit. New kicks. You got to.
But I think that's also why black guys are dressing like that. I
Yeah.
think it's the same impulses for everybody to have like ostentatiously. It's not me. I'm the
Yeah.
sloppy man. And you can be
I'm-
a sloppy man in the.
Yeah. I dress
Ex-British
I dress
dominions.
like I just got off a long flight or something. Yeah. For
But you
sure.
must notice that. I mean, also like scraggly beard. That's not done very often. Everyone's like
Yeah.
clean
okay,
and neat
yeah.
and together.
I guess it
Even
depends
that
on the
beard.
waves.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at
the
that
hair- the-
manicured beard.
The long hair, but it's slicked back.
Yeah.
For sure. You got to go.
You could be a snooker player.
Absolutely.
I don't know
yeah.
what that is.
Exactly.
It's a classy sport, all right? These Americans don't know. You know why?
My
Because there's not
apologies.
some girl with big tits throwing T-shirts into the crowd. That's why.
It's more of an 8-ball thing. Well, yeah, darts is a big thing.
Darts is big now
Darts
because
is
it's just
definitely
like
a tits out
everyone
shouting
getting fucked up.
Oh man, I saw the guy who. Have you seen the clip of the guy going? He's like, "Who's in charge, me or the devil?" I am, and he's like,
I've never seen that.
he's
no.
like a real cool darts player.
I've not seen that
Who's
one.
just like says
Who's
weird
in
stuff.
charge, me or the devil?
Who's in-
I am.
Who's in charge, me or the devil? I think I am.
I've seen the I've
You-
seen
and
the
then he goes,
bowl.
You cunt. And he-
Does he say that?
yeah, but I think he's just been done for some bad. I think he's now been cancelled.
Let's not diminish the power of that one clip because
Yeah.
of the other stuff.
Let's not let the possible sexual
Well,
grievances.
we can't enjoy poetry from some people who own slaves or whatever. Come on.
Well, they tried to come for Robbie Burns because he thought about Robbie Burns, the great Scottish poet,
Okay, great.
the best poet, but he thought about joining the slave trade for a while, and then he didn't, and that was enough.
He thought about dipping his toes in the.
He was like, maybe it's a good time to.
Well,
have some fun."
I always talk about getting involved in the military-industrial complex. Like, how do I... Like, it's going on. I want to make some money. I don't mind investing in Raytheon while we blow up some people. I just want to know, how do I... What's the step? How
Foot
do
in the door.
How do I
There's
dip,
no foot in the door.
How do I dip my toes in missiles? You
well,
know?
you first of all you go and you join ISIS.
I have to go the opposite direction.
Oh yeah, no, that's
I want to stay here and give my money to
no. You always want to go number
Biden.
2.
Okay, you want to... Okay.
No, then you can go up the less competition.
Okay, fair enough.
Shoot to
You're
the
right.
top.
Big fish, small pond. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think ISIS is still. Are they still out and about? Maybe
I don't know.
Kurdish militia.
Here's the thing about I don't trust about any of the media. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
sure ISIS are probably just as big and popular as they were. They're just not getting the stage time, or they're not getting the press like they were. They're just not getting pushed. I think they go, nah, we've got new things to push. We want to push Hamas now.
We don't want to do anything.
Sorry, ISIS, your time in the sun was over.
Yeah.
You're on your third album now, ISIS. No one gives a fuck.
Man, I don't know how music worked, but we had a radio station called Triple J.
Okay.
It was the only radio station that could like break a new act. Everyone else would follow along.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, when Triple J was off you, before social media, you were done.
Okay.
And it was like, you
yeah.
had 2 albums.
That
and
was
if
like the BBC
one guy
Sound of
there,
Summer type
yeah,
of thing.
if one
Yeah.
guy decided you didn't have a career anymore, you were finished.
Sorry. Yeah.
But they could also give anyone a career. Didn't really matter how talented they were.
Solid stuff.
It was always my dream.
Let's get back to the boat thing.
Excuse me, I want a boat. You want a boat?
I want a boat. You want a boat. I watched that little girl sail across the thing.
It's beautiful.
Then I said, I was like, how long? Because first of all, I watched that video. A lot of it, you're sailing out there in the oceans. My understanding of the oceans was that like it's just huge waves constantly.
No.
Turns out it's not like that at all.
No.
Actually, I had no idea. I just assumed it was crazy big waves. I thought as soon as you get out there, it gets nuts. But it's pretty quite calm out there.
I think it can get real.
It can at points in storms and stuff. But
But most of the time it looks like a beautiful.
yeah, so I was googling
time.
boats, and then I saw some guy who's living off boats, and then I started because I've watched
liverboards.
I got a lot of those. Yeah, I've watched a lot of those people who are like living in vans and shit, and they just like walk around
That's
the Grand
where I
Canyon.
started.
Yeah.
Families in their vans.
Yes.
Gee, there's always one person in that couple who loves it and one who does not. There's
She's
always
she
it's
goes,
often.
sure, I miss being able to have a shit without fucking everyone smelling it.
The lady will be like, "This is great. We get to see the country. We've got our kid." And then they cut to the dad, and he's like, "Yeah, it's.
yeah, another hike.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love my family. I love this fam."
But that's it. The van life's not for me, I don't think.
Nah.
But the boat life could be. So this guy's
If you get a big enough boat,
big opulent
Bahamas, yeah.
But now I'm like thinking, oh, why not make? Because I never have like a retirement dream or anything like that. Why not make the boat like my fucking?
I mean, look, I've been spending years doing this. I
Yes,
understand.
yes.
I'm in it. It's
So-
all I ask for.
So
is
what's
boat
your
money.
plan with the boat? Is it
$500,000.
a fixer upper?
No,
No
come
fixer
in,
upper.
Come in with a good boat.
Why don't you do a fixer uppy?
It's not the dream. I don't
know
want to
it's
do
like-
any work.
I know, but
I want to make money. I don't even want to sail the boat. I want
Here's
someone
what
to sail it
you
for
lower.
me.
You want okay? So you're going crazy. What
Crew.
Yeah.
The captain doesn't have to pull a rope. He walks around.
You want a real below deck situation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You want to. Yeah. You've got like a cook. You've got the other kids. I don't know what they call them. The Sterns or something. I don't fucking know what they call all the people on the boat.
servants' families.
Yeah.
Who my children.
Yeah. You
They're
wanna,
friends with, but with certain coldness that
but
comes with class.
So how much did? Yes. Did
$500,000.
$500,000. But how about? Can I just suggest something?
All right.
Why did you do $400,000?
No.
And then part of the reward is they get to see you fixing it up for a year. You showed them the videos.
I tell you, once I get the boat, I'm disappearing. Podcast is over. Comedy's over. I'm on the boat.
And then what are you on a spearfish?
I haven't really thought about what happens when I'm on the boat.
Because I've already looked into how to learn how to spearfish stuff. So when I have my boat, I can.
It doesn't look that hard.
No, spearfish with a gun. You gotta go.
Oh, I just see them
underwater.
do it on Survivor, where they have one actual spear in hand.
like Castaway.
Yeah.
No, this is you
You
go
get
under.
the gun.
You get underwater with like almost like a bow and arrow type of thing,
Oh,
and then you
man.
shoot this fish, and then you whip them up. And you throw 'em up to your wife. She cuts it up. She fries it up. The kids have fish for breakfast. You're
And
in the
fish
Bahamas.
for lunch, fish
That-
for dinner.
It's literally the worst fish you've ever had in your life, probably. But that's all you're having for the rest of your
It's
life.
glowing.
It just who gives a fuck?
We're sailing around Fukushima. I think the British government is now trying to sell Fukushima food. They've done a deal with the Japanese. This is
Fukushima
what
food.
happens. This is what
Tell you
happens.
what, the alliteration has me though.
Yeah.
I'm a dumb enough guy to buy
Fine, Fukushima food. Triple F.
a five tins,
Five fin.
five fin salmon or something.
Five fin Fukushima food. It looks.
fin
They,
fan.
they say they're fine, but this is like an outreach of Japan program where they're like paying the UK to go, please eat our food, show that it's fine. This is what happens when you leave the
Do
EU.
people live in
maybe.
these places?
Fukushima?
Yeah.
they're
Is
hanging
it
out.
livable? What's the
I
difference
think it's fine.
between Chernobyl and this place? Because Chernobyl, you're not allowed-
Japanese efficiency. I think the Japanese probably just said it's not good to have
just breathe it out.
radiation.
Yeah.
Let's deal with it. Let's send in old people to soak it up.
Like,
Yeah.
like your phone and rice.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
Old
their
people
equivalent
are phones in right.
scenario.
radiation.
Yeah.
I mean, they're an organised people. They know they've got a declining population, so let's
Yeah.
get the
They just
elderly
said
in.
it would be actually an honor for you to go get radiation poisoning.
Absolutely. It was. They
For the
take
good of the
people
nation.
as they're on their way to the suicide forest.
It's very.
They say,
yeah.
there's a bus to Fukushima.
That's their
Do something for the country.
suicide bombers a version of their generation suicide bombers.
They just can't help it. It's the people who outlived the suicide bombing and have been sad about it ever since. And they want to get back in there and do something to help.
I did see an article, the headline, didn't read it, but that's enough for me for most of my information about some guy. First atomic bomb dropped. He was in that place, which was what? Where was the first bomb? The little boy,
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
big boy.
But then is this
And
the
then-
guy? Then he goes to the other one,
and then he goes and gets a bus to the other one. It's like Jesus, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Another one drops on him.
and he lives through that one too.
You
I
led-
think
I feel like probably we're gonna learn that this was just a lie. This is just some dude who's drinking sake at a.
he was
fucking-
cheating on his wife, and he came up with a long, complicated
Sorry, I'm
story
late,
that no
babe,
one would
yeah.
ever question.
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
Have you been to Japan, by the way?
No, I'm dying to go.
I would so love to go to Japan.
You've never been?
No, it seems so easy.
I
It's
just
on the
feel
way
like
back
everyone
home.
from Australia is just like dipping over to Bali, fucking whatever.
I never went to Bali. It would be so easy.
Where
But
did you-
that's a low class.
Yeah,
There is.
I've been to Thailand.
yeah.
We've been to Papaya, maybe is it Papaya?
Papua New Guinea. No way you went to Papua New Guinea.
I got I got a layover in Papua New Guinea. No, in Thailand.
Yeah.
Phuket.
Phuket.
Phuket is where I went, and there was all Australians.
Yeah, we love it. There are whole
all
villages of
Australians,
redheaded
and there was a
children
huge big
from our
there was
sex tourism.
yeah.
Anytime a man goes to Thailand twice a year, I got questions. Unless he's Thai, and even then,
Yeah.
That's a
why
big
are you
thing.
going home for? Yeah.
That's our Dominican Republic. I found out that's
Thailand's a fun place. You got to.
no doubt. You know,
But we were there. All the
just loves
Australians.
riding a bike
There
without
was
a helmet.
There was a huge game, big Australian rugby game.
Mm.
A rugby game between
In Thailand?
No, it was just on, but they were playing.
Oh,
playing
the state of origin might have been.
Yeah, State of Origin, huge game, and everyone was out. It was packed.
love it.
Yeah. You're not a sports guy like that.
No, I love sport. It's just Australia is really neatly divided on the Barassi line between AFL people and NRL people. So NRL is the rugby, the state of origin. And the reason they can do state of origin is there's just two states, Queensland, New South Wales. They love it. And no one else in the country likes rugby. Everyone
Rugby.
likes footy.
Football, yeah.
Good AFL, which is essentially Gaelic football.
Yeah.
With some
Well,
extra
we
weird
used to
stuff
do
thrown in.
the.
They would do a
people
competition.
Go research the international rules where we
Yeah.
made a hybrid between Australian football
Yeah.
and Irish football, Gaelic football.
Did we dominate you?
You beat the fucking living shit out of us.
Nice.
Because, first of all of you guys are actual athletes.
You're not taking it as seriously.
You guys are jacked, roided,
Yeah.
fucking vicious, man.
Not me personally.
Irish
but
people were like, yeah, our athletes look like
we
you.
get a couple coming over though. We
Our
get the best
athletes-
Gaelic footballers do come over sometimes and play AFL.
Yeah, they do. Sometimes they'll get plucked out of the crowd and come
Yeah.
over and play. Not often, but we had like carpenters and shit getting the living
Nice.
fucking. They were literally having like almost like career-ending injuries because you guys were taking it so seriously. And we were there on a piss up, and
Yeah.
then eventually they just said, you know, we're not doing this anymore. They just
bring
said,
it back.
no,
Bring it back.
well they can't. You guys play too rough.
No, I love it.
But it's an international
I want them to bring
bullshit
back
friendly
they used to
horseshit.
do like an Aboriginal. They still do it, I think, in the NRL, where they have like the Aboriginal All Stars playing the whites.
Do you?
Yeah, we used to.
That's
I don't
great.
know if we've done it in a while. We had like
Seems a
we
little.
put it back a little bit for the AFL.
Seems like it's dancing around something.
I mean, you wouldn't be picking the strongest possible white team. I think.
You would allow the whites to be a little weaker. Is that what you're saying?
I think
Because the Aborigines probably
sort
have
of like it's a show fight.
Yes.
You want to build
It's
up
like-
confidence.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like when
community.
Mayweather fights some Japanese dude you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That would be my thought. I think they should bring it back. I think it's beautiful. I think
I think
racial
we should separate a lot of things by race.
NFL. If the NFL had a black on white game, that would be very exciting.
Huge.
And then the three
discussion.
Hispanic guys are also allowed.
Well,
to
no,
have
it's
their own
it's
team.
black. No. Here's the rules with the NFL would have to be. It's black versus the rest of the rest.
What we get Polynesians?
We get
That's going to level it out a little bit.
We get Puka, that guy who whatever he is, Hawaiian or
Yeah.
something. We that's the only way you can do it. You can't. It's so dominated by.
There are certain positions that you wouldn't be able to find a white guy to fill.
Cornerback.
Cornerback.
Cornerback's not happening.
You follow. You became a late in life.
Yeah,
NFL man.
enough to follow it.
Who's your team? Who's your
Packers? Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
Shout
they're
out
great.
Green Bay Packers.
They're great.
But
I got to do the Lambeau leap.
oh wow,
Yeah, I got to go down there. I was opening for Shane in Green Bay,
Nice.
and they took us to the field.
hell
and
yeah.
no one else wanted to do it. And you're
Yeah.
not meant to do it. But
Go-
the tour guide was, why we were just with the team. I said, can I do the leap? And they're like, if you can do the leap.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't do a great leap, but
no, fuck it.
I was so nice to do the leap.
Ah, hell yeah.
Oh,
Fucking proud.
baby, the leap. They're good lads. If I wasn't already a Steelers man,
Oh, you're a Steelers man.
I
Where did
lived
that
in-
come from?
when I first came here, I moved to Steubenville, Ohio for 3 months, which is just outside of Pittsburgh.
When was that?
January to March.
You moved to America and went to Ohio?
Yeah.
I thought you just came like straight here.
No.
Why? I can't even.
No, I moved there
So all
'cause
of your
I got a
friends-
job,
all
and then
your
I got
fri-
fired. And
Okay.
then,
So
and then everyone was like, move to Austin. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's crazy that you're in Ohio. I just assumed.
There was not a lot of work.
What a foolish move.
Yeah, it was
You're,
great. Look,
you're
we got
like
our rent
you're
taken
good
care of.
friends with the biggest comedian in the world, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
I
and
mean, we've
not
become
even
better
Columbus-
friends over the course of the year. I'd hung out with him for hung out
Yeah,
with sweet Shane for a week and a half, but he saved me because when I got fired, he was like, "You can open for me. We'll figure it out."
that's great.
And it's like,
Shane's a good guy.
it's literally saying we were going to move back.
Yeah.
It was like, well, that was a bad 3 months in.
What's that like?
Bits
now?
of it were very
how
beautiful.
How were you?
I love Steubenville. I'll say that.
Sorry.
So I just want to say,
Ohio?
Steubenville, Ohio. Check it out. First Fridays, they have a little street fair. It's
Okay,
great.
Nice.
Over Christmas,
What's
they
the
have
cl-
all these nutcracker men.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the? Yeah, the Midwest is an odd spot, man.
You can go and see where Dean Martin was born.
Great.
Wow.
It's all downhill from there.
Go and watch Big Red Football. They've cleaned up their act.
What's that?
It was the first big rape case in America.
Jesus. I thought
What's
you were about
name?
to,
tell
Big
you.
Red Football?
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be like a sort of a local feeder team or something. I didn't
Well-
know you were going to release some sort of...
No, that's their high school football team. But they there was a rape case. Man, this was like 10 years ago. It was big on cable news.
it was
And
probably over-exaggerated, was it?
Well, I think what might have made it bigger is I think it was a black guy and a white guy, both doing the raping of the lady at
Interracial.
the party.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
So everybody was upset.
Yeah. They couldn't even just go typical. You couldn't
No.
go typical.
No,
No.
typical high school. That's as good as you can do. And then I think the school tried to. There was a lot of controversy, but Steubenville's finally starting to move past Big Red Football. But I thought it would be funny to buy Big Red Football merchandise and be like, no, we've moved on.
Yeah, you should just
I
have...
don't think that's a level of irony people are ready for.
You should just have teams that have like gone through some shit. Penn State
Oh, yeah.
had that
I got a
pedophile thing.
Hernandez jersey.
Yeah, that'd be good, solid.
I just found out about that.
OJ,
That's nuts.
you gotta watch Hernandez.
Is there a documentary?
Great documentary.
know
on
that.
him. Great documentary.
Was he
on him.
gay?
There's a theory.
All right.
There's a theory that he was gay, but talk about just an athlete that was so good that like check out the high school footage of Aaron Hernandez.
He was
It's
that good.
It's literally like remember in The Simpsons when Nelson was the best and
Yeah.
he was quarterback and he just threw it to himself.
No, actually, I don't think I've seen this episode. Is this they have a high school? They have a football.
Yeah, and
Little League
Nelson's
football?
just the best. No one can stop him.
Yeah.
But that was what Aaron Hernandez was. Like he would just grab the ball and run, and all these little kids would try to play him, and he would just maul them. He was 15. He was huge.
Man.
He was just a fucking
Greeks
freak
and
of nature.
Italians have that in our football. Early puberty.
Greeks
then-
and Italians.
Yeah, Greeks and Italians have an early puberty, and then you go and you watch like a year 8, year 7 game of
Yeah.
football.
Wait,
and
this is
there's-
back in Australia?
This is back in Australia.
Surely you
but
guys
this
have
must
the
happen
Samoans
everywhere.
and shit, though, are massive, right?
We don't have that many.
Jonah Loma. What the fuck was he?
New Zealand is.
I know. Oh, so he's
wow, the Kiwis have a lot of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We have a
we
few
once were
in Sydney.
warriors, huh?
Yes, make the man some fucking eggs.
Frankie
I tell
wants
that
some
to
eggs,
my wife
bitch.
all the time.
Frankie wants some eggs.
Would
is
you
that what
make
it
the man some fucking eggs, honey?
is? Please.
Yeah.
Egg whites. Yeah, Frankie wants some eggs, bitch. That's a great fucking movie. We Once Were Warriors. Check it out. Most Americans will not know that.
I mean, I think the Maori feel difficult about that movie.
Do they? Oh,
Yeah.
so sorry.
No,
sorry,
it's great.
sorry.
No, I think, but they're now like
It's a good movie.
we're more than warriors.
We're more. Yeah.
We're relaxed. What about Whale Rider? That was a cool one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one wasn't it? What was that about? Some girl flying kites or something?
I think she was riding a whale.
Oh, is that
I
what
think
that
she was
about?
literally. Was she riding a whale? She won the Academy Award.
Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
confused. There was a movie about an Indian kid who was raped, and he flew a kite, and they both
Is that
of
the
them-
Kite Flyer?
Yeah, they both came out at the exact same time, and I'm
I
getting
didn't
them
know that.
confused. I think
Well, there was those movies have just disappeared. It's weird.
the real cool
Everything that won like an Oscar, but through the 90s to today, almost none of it is like. No one goes,
around.
let's watch Whale Rider. Anything that was like trying to be Oscar bait for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah. Where they would just like play a fucking spastic or whatever.
It just has no role in the culture at all. I'm
movies
starting to get into
movies
old
are all
stuff,
just movies all just stink now. This is just
Man,
this
I
is-
look
it
up
just-
at the cinema and try and figure out one thing to go
There's
to,
nothing
and
good.
there's nothing.
Yeah, movies stink.
That's why I'm working on Wimbledog. It's going to bring it back. I've planned out Wimbledog. I've got yesterday I sat down. I finally wrote the first 10 pages in the format of Wimbledog. I'm converting the notes. It's a dog who plays tennis.
Okay.
And an aging tennis player who decides that he's going to coach the dog to win all the Grand Slams. Golden Retriever, Golden Grand Slam.
Okay. Yeah. Good stuff.
I think it's the movie that's
Wimbledog.
finally going to bring America back together.
Could do.
Yeah.
And you just have dog puns throughout the whole thing.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. No, at the
Tennis just got rough.
oh, that's not bad.
Something like that.
Love, I don't know. Line ball,
Yeah.
we'll find something. Wimbledog's the only pun I've got
he
so far.
drinks water out of the cup.
Yeah,
yeah,
the water
something-
break.
yeah,
Someone's splashing it.
Yeah.
He needs some help.
Some sort of love pun.
Well, here's all right. I'm going to
Deuce.
spoil the ending
Is
of
Deuce,
Wimbledog.
is Deuce tennis?
Deuce.
Juice.
Yeah?
Juice.
Juice.
Deuce.
Deuce, yeah.
Deuce.
Deuce is
I
when
thought
they're
you were talking
level.
about a pup. It'll be Wimbledog can only serve underarm the whole time, right? Because he's got the wooden racket in his mouth.
Because he has no arms.
Yeah, he's got
So,
he's
yeah.
got to do it like that. He's got to lob it over the net. And then in the final bit of the movie, he figures out they train him to do an overarm serve where he does a backflip and hits it in hard.
Oh, like
But
Mr.
they're
Miyagi, fucking secret move.
But it's like, don't use it on the hard court. If Wimbledon falls,
Yeah.
he'll break every bone in his body. It's too big a backflip.
Nice. But he's like, then he has a flashback to when he was a pup and he learned how to play tennis, and he was like, "No, I'm a big dog, not a little dog.
Yeah.
Underdog."
Underdog, I don't mind. He's the
Underdog.
overdog. You know who I like? The overdog.
You love the favorite.
I love America. Powerfully destroying its enemies.
And there is something nice to be here.
When I bet, I like to make 1 cent per dollar.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you been getting into football and stuff, the sports over here?
Yeah, I was getting into college football. I was really eager for that.
Yeah.
Because Shane was pushing Notre Dame real hard. Go Irish.
Yeah.
And then we went down hard to Northern Illinois, which I take it is a nothing team.
I don't know.
And now the season's over. You lose one game in college football,
And now you're
the
fucked.
season's done.
But also, you can win every game, and they're like, still not good enough. Sorry.
Yeah, that
That's
is weird. If you have a bad schedule, you can do that. At least NFL football, there's enough to keep you in it until halfway through the season, even if you suck.
Yeah.
You can go, it's going to turn around.
They've
But
got-
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying NFL football.
I think the best thing about NFL football, in my opinion, is that the way the draft system works, it
Yeah.
keeps it relatively fair in terms of
Sure.
there's-
Yeah. You go up, you go
arguably,
down.
arguably, there's very few like dynasties. Arguably, not like in soccer where you'd have just
Just
you've
some
always
Arab
had
comes and pays all the
yeah,
money.
yeah, exactly. You just buy your
But that's
way.
also weird that America has done that, because you would think that America
It's
would
such
be
a
the
noble
capitalist.
yes,
yeah.
for sure.
But they're actually really good as a country at putting on anti-monopoly laws in sport.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Only in
Yeah,
sport.
Yeah, only in sport. And
Yeah.
everything else, fuck you. Fuck you.
Nah, I was thinking about that, because baseball has a couple of dynasties.
Baseball's an exception because they don't have a salary cap, I don't think, or
Yeah.
something like that.
I'm
Anyway,
so opposed
if,
to
if
the
I was
salary
to go
cap.
by, what's it called? Remember the baseball movie with Brad Pitt and
Moneyball.
Moneyball.
What a good movie is
Solid
Moneyball.
movie.
I watched
Solid
that on a
movie.
plane.
But yeah,
Wept.
that was. It's hard to watch it now. That what was the fat guy in the movie?
Oh, Jonah.
Jonah Hill. Turns out he was abusing his girl.
What?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
You never heard his
People still love Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill didn't get cancelled.
No, he got cancelled because he was dating some chick and he was like, "Don't you dare ever post another bikini pic."
That's totally allowed.
I think so too.
I completely
Well,
exonerate Jonah Hill.
here's this is how I go by
For offering a woman good advice,
I
he got cancelled?
Well, I go by this. We know Jonah Hill's name and we don't know her name, so he wins.
Who really got... Man, I remember... This is a weird story. There was a
share it
porn
for the
star...
boys.
There was a porn star, a man, who was called James Dean, who was accused of all these
I know
terrible...
James.
He was
Jimmy-
accused of terrible
Jimmy D.
sexual crises by a woman. And I went into a sex shop. This was years ago, and I was like, I wonder if they're still selling his. Now that
Oh,
he's
yeah.
been Me Too, and there were no James Dean pornographic DVDs. And I said, "Oh, you've taken them all down." And they go, "No."
Sold out.
As soon as he was accused of rapes, they sold out.
Sold out like a motherfucker. Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't go into a sex shop like that now, but I've changed. I'm a new man. But that was something that I
love
saw
it.
and experienced.
I love it. Anyway, also in your version of the story, it's like I was just curious that they were selling.
I
James
did.
Dean.
That was my
It wasn't
thought.
like you ran in and missed the. You came in. Do you still have any James Dean?
Where's this? I mean, there was the internet. If
You're
one
like-
wanted
you're-
to see it, but I wondered if they
You're
would
like a
become,
dad
like,
on Christmas
collectors.
trying to find that toy.
Is it true that he's an abuser?
That movie with Sinbad in it. Remember where they're trying to find the last action hero and Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger? Did
No.
you see that?
You got to be careful how you say that name.
I
in this
do say it
country.
often really bad. I do say it. I do have to try some pull out of it.
Shame. Yeah, there's a lot of words.
Did you say knickers for your panties?
Yeah.
In Australia?
Of course.
And have you dropped that from your vocabulary?
Yes.
You drop it soon.
And
you drop it
Well,
fast.
I wanted to talk about that here, but to an American, they don't know
even doing a joke
that
about
knickers
it. Well, I
is the underpants, and so it means nothing to them. But it's like,
Well,
you
I
don't
ex-
understand.
I explain it like the New York Knicks. They're the Knickerbockers.
Knickerbockers.
So it's Knickerbockers.
No, it's gone.
It's the Knicks. No,
It's gone from there.
They don't like it. Yeah, yeah.
There's a couple words like that.
There's this like
Well, like
Knickerbocker. Knickers are the most primarily one.
there's a word that is the word is niggardly, and it has nothing to do etymologically.
Can I use it in a sentence, please? Can you use it in a sentence, please?
running away was a very niggardly thing to do, but it doesn't have anything to
Running
do
away
with
from
the
the
N-word.
cops
It
was
has
such a very-
it has nothing to do with the N-word. Can we confirm that? Before I
Yeah,
get in
it's a stingy or meager manner.
trouble? It has
so more Jewish.
nothing to do. Yes, it's Sammy Davis Jr. The one combination of those two things. No, it has nothing to do with the original word. But you go, I better not say that. That's out. There are a couple that just sound similar, but it's
Yeah, you do. But I was even like that, like I'd be working at a bar and people ask for a Negroni, and for that first part, you're like, okay.
there are a couple countries in Africa, the names of which
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a little cautious when I approach.
For sure. These offensive names.
And if that's what I can offer the black community in America is my awkwardness about those words.
Yeah.
We can't give any serious reparations. We can't help the systemic issues.
But I'll be hesitant in front of you.
I offer up my hesitancy as a gift.
Yeah, in
That's
front
my
of you.
kindness. Man,
I'm gonna win my boys.
There are white. It's weird when you meet a white guy in America for the first time, and sometimes he'll drop the N-word as a sign of becoming close to you.
That's their way of saying you're in the group.
Yeah,
That's your way.
It's like I've given you a.
It really
I think
is
of Richard III, where he gives a woman a dagger, and he says, "Either marry me or kill me."
Oh yeah.
And it's like that. It's like I've given you the power to destroy me. That's how close I feel to you.
I do love when someone says it and you go, "Fuck yeah, bro." Like,
you got the
give a little-
pump.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were so close.
Yes, me?
Yeah,
Really?
To say that.
Oh my
It's
god,
beautiful. It's like it
yeah,
is. I love
and
it.
you and me, you.
I've heard a couple.
You-
I wanted to do a joke about it, and then I found out that a bunch of guys talk about that on stage.
Yeah, I
It was
believe.
the thing I was most scared to
Maybe
talk about.
maybe Norman has a
I
bit about
think it was
or
Norman who
something.
has the
Yeah,
one that got away.
Fucking
He did it
Norman,
first.
always doing everything.
Goes hard,
first.
goes early.
Piece of shit. Yeah, he's in and out.
He's
We're still pen to paper. He's in and out. It's on the special.
Yeah, man, I remember him. I opened for him in Australia.
Nice. Oh,
and
that's what I'm sorry.
But he was after the show. He was like, "Let's do more." Like I've never seen anyone so hungry
For more comedy.
for more comedy. He's like, "Is there an open mic?" It didn't matter.
Yeah.
We'll drive across 45 minutes across town to a room with
Notoriously-
30 people. You've just done 4,000 seats twice.
Yeah.
You did a 7 show and a 9 show. Now it's 10:30, and we're looking for a tiny open mic to do one more.
Borderline,
it.
borderline crazy. Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
the example of the grind out the stand, no matter what.
He loves it.
Fucking always like that. Open mics to
Genuinely,
now.
if I do 2 a week, I'm pretty happy.
I'm popped after one or two. Like I've got a few shows tonight because I'm in town, and now
Yeah.
I'm already going. Fuck
Where are you
me.
doing? Where are you on it?
I'm doing Vulcan.
Vulcan's great.
Doing the new jokes here, and then I'm doing the
Yep.
bottom of the barrel over the mothership.
Oh,
So I got a little
man.
run.
Yeah, I tried to get on the barrel this week. They
Yeah,
said
I
it was
think
full.
they
You've
yeah.
taken it.
Well, even with me, they said we can squeeze you in on the late
Squeeze
show,
you in on the
maybe.
late
You
show.
know, and I
That's a
feel
really fun show.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. But now I'm kind of feeling like this is me done now. I could easily just go back to and chill out for the rest of the night.
Sure. I mean, how many podcasts are you doing today?
2,
That's-
and I did 2 yesterday, and I'm doing 2 tomorrow. I
Ugh.
think. Yeah.
Well, at
All
least you're
right.
banking them?
Well, no, I was guesting on other people's yesterday.
Oh,
And I
no.
forget it, but what I wanted to talk about is what were you like when you left Australia? We got a friend,
Amos Gill?
Amos Gill. I
Yeah.
met down in here in Moon
He
Tower.
says to
He's a
say hello.
solid dude.
I
Yeah,
was talking to him on the way.
yeah.
in.
Again another foreigner opening.
He's plugging
in
away.
stadiums.
He's plugging away.
open for Jim Jeffries.
He's opening for Jimmy Carr
And
this
Jimmy
weekend.
Carr
You
this
just met
weekend.
Jordan Peterson. He's had a very
So
nice
all
time.
you Australian
All the
boys just
Jays.
swanning in and opening stadiums and shit, huh? Just swanning into. You're playing places that are named after insurance
I
companies.
can't
That's how
tell
big
you
guys
how
are.
unsuccessful we were for how long in Australia.
But when you go home, are you guys fucking big dicks now? Not
a bigger dick for sure.
not personality. I mean, like you're suddenly.
Yes, my penis is swollen.
Are you
after all the
selling? Are you
flight.
outselling Nick Cody now? You going? Fuck
No,
you,
no, I'll never get
Fuck
to
you,
outsell
Nick.
Nick Cody. Nick
Really?
Cody's doing I mean, he's
Is he a monster? out
he's
there?
radio, he's podcast, he's everyman, he's UFC.
Yeah.
He can also play hipster. Nick Cody was the first guy I remember to really bridge the Melbourne. Melbourne is a very divided city for comedy.
Okay.
You have the alt rooms.
Is that
and
where
the
everyone?
paid
Is
rooms.
that where everyone moves to? That's the.
Everywhere in like Perth and Adelaide moves there, and a lot of people in Brisbane move to Sydney because it's closer. But they're the two big
Okay.
catchments. And Sydney is a much more integrated scene where the rooms that will pay you money are also like the rooms that comedians want to do. But some
if anyone's listening
hipster thing got into Melbourne.
Yeah. Okay.
They won't do the commercial good rooms.
They think it's beneath them.
Yeah, and then the commercial guys who do the big room, they don't want to go out to the
That
lefty, wokey, trans.
That happened in
open
New York
mic.
too. That happened in New
Yeah.
York. It used to be kind of like more like, oh, this is the type of room and that's the type of room, and
Yeah.
they would bounce around. Then it became very like, no,
Bring
that's
it
you.
together.
I know.
Be able to do both. And
Be
Nick
able to do
Cody
both.
got there.
Oh, did he?
Nick Cody was like, I'm doing everything, and everyone likes
Great.
Nick. I've never heard a human being in the most bitchy comedy scene in the world.
Yeah.
I've never heard a whisper about Nick Cody that's negative. Very suspicious.
Yeah,
what do you
what's
have on those
going
people,
on,
Nick? What's going on?
Fuck you, Nick Cody.
He's a
and
wonderful
your-
man.
probably
I've only
your
got positive
beautiful
things
wife
to
and
say.
family.
Yeah, he's doing. He's
Nick
got
was
a
out in New
pop
York
over
for a
here.
while. He used to do a couple of summers out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've met a few times over the years.
And then I imagine it's very. Well, I don't want to. I believe he had concerns about a family in America, as many people do, about like gun violence and.
Oh really?
It's like, man, not.
Oh fuck that shit. That's
Yeah.
just like bullshit. Fucking.
Oh, it's out. Look, it's out.
That's
there.
almost like yeah, sure, but that's.
But not for you, Nick. You won't have to do that.
If anyone, listen, I want to go to Australia. I've never been. My brother lives in Brisbane.
All right.
He has a family out there. I've never been. I want to go out. If anyone's listening to this episode from Australia and you want to come to see a
Hold
show
on.
with me, please let me know.
Do you have your podcast numbers in Australia? We can edit them out, but I'll tell you what rooms you can. I'll help you line it up.
I don't have those. I don't know even how
You
to pull
can't
them
do
up.
location numbers.
on. Well, he's not.
So easy. No, he wouldn't have access.
None
to
of
that.
this has access.
I
I'll
obsessively
find
look at
out.
like where are they? Where are the people?
on Lipson or whatever.
I do Acast.
Okay.
But that's how I know there's 17 Dublin.
All right, so
people.
I'll look into Australia, see if I have anything.
All right.
Leave a comment on this if you can, because I'd love to get out there.
I'll hook you up.
I'll
find a tour.
I don't want to
operator
break.
for you.
I'm also not done. I'm past the age of traveling and losing my asshole on these. Because I used to do that when I was younger. I'd go to Sweden for a week or whatever.
No, you'd have to
and
go to Hawaii on the way. This is, I think, the plan.
That how to pay for it.
Do gigs in Hawaii. Help pay for it
Fuck
there.
yes.
Yeah, and then also you break the flight up, and then it's like it's not 1 20-hour thing.
Yeah, do a quick weekend in Tokyo.
Two
Do a
10
quick. Yeah.
If you can do Tokyo, there's a guy who was running English language comedy gigs in China.
Here's the problem with the Tokyo thing, and I
Hit
just
me.
say, how well will my Japanese accent do over there? Because that's like my closer now. So I don't know.
I think if you perform to Marines in the south of Japan, it'll go really well. But boy, they have trouble, the Marines there. They love raping. This is a big problem. Apparently, the member of Parliament.
the U.S. Army has a fucking
Just the Marines.
has an eye for local talent.
No,
I've
talking
I've
to-
read the history books.
What were they? I was talking to.
Spoils of war. Spoils of war. Sorry.
It was other branches of the military were telling me like, yeah, those guys in Japan, that's a real problem.
Yeah. The people at home won't like this now. Americans hate having their eyes.
Get on it on
open to the-
Wikipedia.
I know all about the.
Maybe it wasn't the Marines, but it's someone.
Yeah.
Someone in Japan is doing some
Seriously. right.
deviancy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well. Hey.
And the Japanese don't like it.
They don't like. I thought
They're
they
like,
I
get
thought-
your.
Do
I've
not.
decided not to do the voice.
Don't.
Please stop this.
a
sexual
wheel.
crime.
That is not a sex. Wheel sex is 9 men in an office. Come on, lady. Yes.
Yeah, I mean they're also not without their.
They have their own little.
Everyone
kinks.
has their weird. Sex
They've
stuff.
got weird. That whole culture is crazy though. Because they're so
touching
like,
on the bus,
touching
coming on the
bu-
face.
Yeah.
India, obviously,
Blurred cocks type of weird shit.
bus rapes in India.
Bus
That's a
rapes
big
on
thing.
India is
Gang bus
yeah.
rape.
The Indians on the bus.
I
go
don't think
around and around.
Australia is known for any particular sexual.
I don't think you've got a deviance in there.
deviancy. No, people would
I
say
think you
gay.
guys- I
Other
think-
parts of the world, they'd say.
No,
"You're
I think they
gay."
say. I would say drunk and racist.
Oh, yeah. Is that what we are?
So probably that's from your Irish roots, probably.
Yeah, we're very proud of that.
Drunk and racist. You had a boat. Remember, you used to have a boat full of immigrants. So you were just like, you're not allowed here. So the boat would just like float there.
Yeah, we'd turn them around.
What happened? You said, "Fuck the way you fucking came."
We'd say, fuck off, we're full. That was the expression.
Fuck off, we're full.
Fuck off, we're full.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre. It's 20 million people on the biggest continent.
Yeah.
Well, the smallest continent, but the biggest island.
Do
You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I understand.
We gotta build more fucking houses. Australia's in it. You can't buy a house in Australia for less than $1 million now.
What the fuck? It's because of the Chinese, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
partially. I mean, we've got. It's a complicated issue, but gee, I think the
mostly-
immigration numbers and the lack of building new houses
Yeah.
together, you can't do it.
Do you know Sharky?
Why do I know Sharky? Yeah.
Sharky was this big bodybuilder from the East Coast. He moved to Thailand.
All right, different guy.
And he was like a big security guy, and he was covered in like these tribal tattoos, and he was like a drug dealer in like the 90s,
such
2000s, where he used to run a bunch of nightclubs, and then he blew up online in like
Is he doing
2008.
well? Is he still?
I don't know what he's doing anymore. Can we research Sharky in Phuket, not Pattaya?
I mean, the big one.
But he was
of
like
that
he would
era
be.
was
He went to
Ziz. Was it Ziz,
Ziz,
the bodybuilder?
same guy, same era,
mold, but
same
poor
era,
Ziz,
same
rest
same
in
place.
peace.
Yeah, he was there, fucking roided out of his brain, dancing around, doing all these weird shit.
It's aesthetic.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was crushing it.
Aesthetic lifestyle.
But the guy Sharky moved out there, and then he would be banging prostitutes all the time and just like posting his like life out there. And then he got arrested. They tried to frame him for like drugs and all this stuff. So then he beat up a local.
They tried to frame this drug dealer for drugs.
He was out of the game at this point. He was an Australian.
He
drug
was
dealer.
just in the.
He was just
prostitutes
retired.
game,
He
yeah.
was retired
Yeah.
in Thailand. Yeah, and he would feed the local dogs. He would like. And anytime he saw a guy be mean to a dog, he would beat the fucking living shit out of them. He was just like kind of.
He's a pest. They had to get rid of him. He's interfering with their way of life.
Yeah,
I don't know why
some
more
guy was
people don't
cooking
move
dinner.
to Thailand. Can I say, like, Thailand, it's so cheap.
For sure.
You can live so well. You can
For
live
sure.
in an expat community. If you're in Australia, you own your own house. You're an aging baby boomer. You don't really like your family very much.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you just take your $1 million from selling your house and live
Absolutely.
in Thailand as a king forever?
There's a lot of people I've met over the years, like they'd be like an old school, like New York bartender.
Yeah.
So they're like 50, never have had a wife, tubby, whatever, and they'll just go spend 3 months of the year in Thailand. They go, that's what I do. I go over there, I meet my girlfriends,
Yeah.
and then I come back. And I earn my money, and then I go back and I spend,
It's not a life.
It's not a life.
It's not a life.
That's not wait until you.
No, look, I'm sure it's a very sexually gratifying 3 months, but I think for the soul, that'd kill you.
The problem is I've met these guys and I talk to them. And,
What, they seem like they're doing fine?
No, yeah, this is the problem. I remember years ago. So I was flying back from Thailand. I must have been, and I met this dude, and he was coming home, and he said he had his girlfriend lives in Thailand. She was a prostitute, but he bought her out of the game.
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
He goes, so he's like, so he would just pay for her life. She quit the job. And then he's like, when he comes over there, he goes, when we go grocery shopping, he goes, she won't let me carry the bags. He goes, she carries all the bags. And he goes, if that's not love, I don't know what is. And I went, all right then. He hit the nail on the head, I think. But then I was like,
Stop making it sound great.
he goes to me, when I'm gone, she just like keeps the house. I was like, so she's not working when you're gone? And he's like, no, I bought her out. I was like,
Sure.
okay.
All right.
And what happened was he was going home for work, and then his work got cancelled, so he was returning back. And I was like, you're about to catch her, dude.
Yeah, you're going to surprise that lady.
Yeah, you're about to Ferris Bueller this bitch. And fucking, she's been on
As a verb, that could be so many things. To Ferris Bueller somebody. Man, I Ferris Buellered him. What, you sang Scream and Shout in a street carnival in Chicago? Is it Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking good.
Man, they got to make a sequel to that movie where his life is falling apart. He
Yeah.
never showed up
Years
for work.
later, he was
Yeah.
just so reckless with all of his He never learned responsibilities.
The girl's gone.
Yeah, the girl's long
Cameron's doing
gone.
so well.
His friend killed himself because his
Yeah,
dad
he was
abusive.
depressed.
Yeah.
It was his dad. His dad didn't like. It wasn't sexual abuse even.
The dad
though
said, you're
Ferris
not
Bueller-
allowed to take my multi-million-dollar car.
Yeah, actually seems reasonable. In
See, like-
hindsight,
Because
Cameron's
in
a
fairness,
big pussy.
he took the car one time and destroyed the fucking car.
Yeah.
So it was like he was...
No, let my dad see the destroyed car.
Yeah. You thought this was better?
That's a very 1980s weird. And then what? In the Breakfast Club, what does the dad do wrong? He buys his son some cigarettes?
I haven't seen the Breakfast Club in so long.
Neither have I. I've never seen it ever. But I feel...
You know enough to
what's that
riff on it?
1980s? My dad's a bad guy and I'm standing up to him.
I
Because
don't
he
know.
frowns.
Yeah.
And he spends a lot of time at work.
Yeah.
Get over
I'll tell you this about Americans. You know what I hate about Americans, and a little bit of soft, is when they bring up the whole, my dad missed my fucking Little League games. Cry me a fucking river.
I'll tell you this. I wish my dad had missed my soccer games.
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
basketball games.
Yeah.
Because the rage emanating from the sidelines.
The pressure for your...
What are you doing?
Oi!
Put some effort in.
Yeah.
My dad was the
Yeah.
coach of our basketball team when I was in year 2.
There you go.
And he benched me. He was like, you're bad for the team.
Of course.
You don't have it.
That's good.
And it's like,
Teach a fucking... My dad never came to see a game. My dad would never lower himself to watch my sport. My dad was like an elite level soccer coach, and when I played, it was so low that he's like, he didn't consider it real.
would he train with you to try and get you to
No,
be a
he
good
would never
soccer
do any
player?
of that shit. No,
Really?
he would just focus on other boys. he would focus on boys with
He just
potential.
early on, he said, you don't have it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
devastating.
Not really. It was
For an
a-
American, that would be
I know,
the
and,
single worst thing.
But also, they're over here. They're always bitching about their parents getting divorced. Like, it's like, get over it, will you? Get the fuck over it.
Nah, man, divorce is some hard shit.
Did you have to go through it?
Nah.
That's
not
why
when
you're
I was
so-
young.
Yeah, later on.
It's no good. It's no good. You got to stay together forever.
You gotta
gotta make it
hate
work.
each other, and you just have to let that hatred boil
So
over.
much more important to hate each other
Yeah.
and be near each other and provide a stable base.
Nah, yeah. Send the kids to
No one
bed
said
at
you had to get along. Why do you think you have a right to be happy?
True.
Who
that's
in
fair.
the world is happy? What is that?
I don't
This is
know.
baby boomer.
McGregor on his Lamborghini yacht, maybe.
I don't know. There's a glint in his eye that screams of unhappiness, actually.
You're actually right. Every single part about him.
I've never seen a picture of Conor McGregor where he looks properly relaxed. This phone won't leave me alone. I'm so sorry.
Is this?
It's the bowling group chat.
Oh yes, you guys love bowling out
It's
here,
starting
huh?
up,
You're getting into
starting up,
it.
the bowling boys. I don't know if CJ told the story.
He did not really.
I
think that was off mic.
I was despairing. I was having a bad day.
Okay.
I was all alone, and I thought I've got to fill up this day. I've got to go do something. I went bowling, and he and a man called Fuzzy were there, and we just bowled together. And
Oh,
it was
man.
like I was on the phone to people in
few beers,
Australia.
few
and they're
drugs, or not?
Nah.
Like, just. Are
a
you sober?
Brisket sandwich.
sober
no,
boy?
No. I might have been getting on the beers actually. It was in the middle of the
Couple of
afternoon.
beers and some bowling.
Middle of
Why
the
not? Why
afternoon.
the fuck not? Dude?
I think bowling's in the zeitgeist. Bowling's coming back.
Bowling's on the yeah. Especially that guy. That guy. Remember? Who do you think I am?
Yeah, I just followed him
am.
on Instagram. I'm sharing his.
Who do you think you are?
He's got
I
a great
am.
technique. He's got a great right to left spin bowling action.
Oh, you noticed the
with
techniques
a
now?
crisp step back. I
I
can't
feel like
bowl
I'd be
that.
great at bowling if I just played it every day.
I
don't think
always,
it's that
whenever
impressive.
someone would ask me, "Do you want to go bowling?" I'd think maybe I've spontaneously gotten good at bowling, and it's
Yeah,
never true.
No.
But
Well, also with bowling, it's one of those things where arguably the better you get at it, it's
Yeah.
like the worse results you get because you got to kind of get worse before you get better, right?
Oh, the technique. My technique's all over the place.
Just shoot a
I
leg.
got to move to a heavy ball, and you got to start spinning it.
Do you have the kids things where you pop up the things?
Oh, yeah.
You have them in
Bumper
Australia, right?
bowling.
Or what about spastics? Were they allowed to fucking roll it down a fucking ramp?
No, we would use them as the ball. Yeah, it would just slide.
We would put them on the court, like almost like
Oh, they're the
crazy
pins.
golf, almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they jump it up, yeah.
Listen, that's an hour. That must be fucking the full hour, right? Is it?
Yeah, we're at 57 minutes.
Well, okay,
Hold on, we'll
well,
go 3 minutes. I want to talk
No.
briefly. Give me 3.
Lob it in.
Give me
there,
3 minutes
lob it
that I
in.
can just
follow
rip
James
out of this.
McCann, Catamaran plans.
James Donald, Forbes McCann, Catamaran plan. All right,
You're gonna let me and my wife come out one time on the boat when you get there?
maybe we'll talk
What
about
the
it.
fuck?
No one's allowed on the boat.
Let me on the
If
boat.
you can help me break Dublin. Now, who do I talk to build? Who's the big Irish podcasts I could get on?
Oh,
Who?
the Irish podcast.
How can you help me?
Okay, I'll let you know who those are. But like they're like talking bollocks. They're just two Dublin lads who
Great.
talk bollocks. Yeah,
I've got to line up
I'll figure it out. for you.
media to break Dublin. Now, the comedy clubs.
Yes,
If I'm to book into a Dublin comedy club,
yes.
what's the best one?
Well, they're more like glorified bar shows.
I see.
You know, there's one really custom club called the Laughter Lounge. It's a weekend spot, but it's kind of like this big open box kind of.
Okay.
You're better off doing the smaller bars.
What about a
That's-
small theater?
Oh yeah, there's loads of small little theaters.
I could get like a-
Whelan's is great.
How many roughly?
There's the small rooms which are 70. You got the big rooms which are 300.
Right,
then
so if I can get 300 people, that's about what I want.
Whelan's Dublin. That'd be great.
Whelan's Dublin.
Whelan's Dublin. Yeah.
I book that.
Yeah.
I move 300 tickets
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
Yeah.
We figure it out.
Yeah. Get a promoter involved. I'll introduce it.
Do you know the promoters in Dublin?
Yeah. We'll do it.
That's what I'm talking
and I'll
about.
get you the festival. You haven't done it with Shane? Here's
No.
another thing: is if Shane goes over there and if he brings you along,
I'll beg.
that will be huge for you over there. Yeah, I want to beg Shane. No, I want to beg
Please.
Shane to let me do my
you
hometown,
possibly have an easier road.
do the
to
stadium, and
Two
let me go do Croke Park.
2, 3, 4, 5 openers. However many. A lot of
Yeah.
people want to come on the Dublin trip.
Well, yeah, I genuinely would love to do that, but whatever. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's also 300 is navigable, right?
sure.
You could do 3. Do you ever go back? You
I
do
go
that?
back. I
You
do
do 300?
I do the small. Like I'll do like a 90, 80.
I refuse to believe it. You have a big
I'm
following.
not part of the scene. I'm not really.
You're an
over there.
American.
Yeah.
Can't you come back as a
I'm-
local boy, turn
I'm-
good?
Not really, but I'm trying to do that next year. So when I go
Okay.
home to Galway, I'm gonna figuring out a podcast with someone.
Who are the big Irish comedians, would you say?
I don't know.
I mean, is
there's
Jim
obs-
Owen famous there?
Jim
Or just
Owen
in
does his
Australia?
little country folk.
No,
Yeah,
with the big
yeah.
one.
Who
Who's-
else?
Who's the man who's always running around?
Jason Byrne.
Byrne.
Jason Byrne's great.
Do you know Jason Byrne?
I know Jason Byrne. Yeah.
Could I get Jason Byrne on a? Does he have
Yeah,
a podcast? If I could go on his podcast,
I don't think he does, but
Maybe
you
he
could have
come on
Jason
mine.
on yours.
He
I'll
would always-
organize. Jason's so funny.
I would love that. He would always do the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Great. Yeah.
And destroy.
Great. Yeah. Murdering.
Yes.
Murdering.
Doing
Like
weird
few
things.
few comics make me like cry like that.
All right.
When I go down, yeah. Jason Byrne, I'll introduce you
Jason
to. Just
Byrne.
like, there's a friend of mine. Yeah, big gay guy. He kind of had a little bit
Nice.
of a cancellation about 10 years ago, but now
Because he was
seems-
gay and they didn't
he
like
was,
that.
he
in
was being
Ireland.
a little too gay to people.
Oh, is he a little guy?
I
little
don't-
skinny guy?
Yeah, skinny guy, but I don't think he was little.
Hold on.
Skinny. Yeah,
I might have
a
seen
big
that.
guy. He was a big.
But he was a gay guy. He was just hitting on other gay guys.
As far as I can tell, yeah.
That's all I.
He was a little grabby, I think.
Obviously,
I think he was a little grabby.
Obviously, no one should be gay. We
For
all
sure.
know that. But within the confines of that,
That's me.
I don't
spitting.
even. Out of love and respect, and for people to be happy,
I'll
we
say-
want
yeah.
them in good, beautiful heterosexual unions.
Yes.
You know, but we don't judge. But we also don't forget the truth.
Oh, I s-
But if he would help me,
No, we've got a good partnership here. I'll help you fucking crack Ireland. You help me crack Australia.
all right, we can do that.
And we'll both trade information and guests and podcasts and things like that.
Now,
And
you
we'll-
got to find me.
And someday we'll both meet at the Bahamas. You'll have your catamaran. I'll be on my sailing yacht, and we'll
you
ignore.
want a yacht? You want
we'll-
one hole?
Probably just a sailing yacht. Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing: but we'll see each other, and we'll both just a nod and ignore each
Like
other.
you and Sam Talent, ships in the night. What a good ending! I was very happy with that.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you for
Follow
having
Jay.
me.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow, what an incredible episode with James McCann and his Catamaran plan. Silly sounding man. Looks a little bit more Irish than I do. All right, so let's get some questions in from the Patreon. Obviously, you can get your questions answered, and you can get yourself some free merch. I just remembered off the top of my head, I got to email a guy back about merch. See, this is the problem. You think it's easy peasy. Everyone thinks it's easy peasy doing a podcast, but and being a professional stand-up comedian, which I am a professional stand-up comedian. I've been a professional stand-up comedian now since November. It's October now, right? So I've been a professional stand-up comedian since November of 2 years ago. So coming up on 2 years since I've had a legit, real job. And even then, I've always been able to sort of make money, not just through stand-up, but through comedy in itself. Comedy. I need an alarm. Like, you know, do you ever go to Planet Fitness and they have that the lunk alarm? Where some big roided guy comes in and he drops a bench plate, he drops some plates, and he goes ooh, and then they hit an alarm and go woo woo woo. We're sorry, you are too fit. You're too much of a man. You're supposed to be fat. You're supposed to be a big fat whore here at Planet Fitness. But I need that every time I say an American. Every time my accent goes American, when I go guys or sucks or comedy, you can hear that comedy. A lot of Americans don't hear the Yank accent within me, but by golly gosh, when I go home to Ireland this weekend, Galway Comedy Festival, come out, check me out. They will be mocking me, and the audience will not appreciate the accent that I do. So it's going to be how now, brown cow, how now, brown cow. Leave it out. Will you leave it out? Here. Leave it out, will you? How now, brown cow? Bleeding head wrecker. Bleeding head wrecker. You're wrecking me bleeding head. You're a bleeding head wrecker. That's the way I used to sound growing up. Nah, I miss it. I fucking miss it. But it's not fair, actually, because everyone that fucking moves, this is the problem. Everyone that moves to like New York or the East Coast of America, their accents get diluted, whether they're from the South. Listen to Michael Rowland. He's a very fucking funny comic, and he's from like the asshole of Georgia. And like when he was younger, he'd be like, "Good, Mama always said life is like it." You know, like he talked like that, and now he talks like he's in a Geico commercial. Joe List used to pack the car to Harvard, yeah, and now he's like oh hello, my name is Joe List. So everyone's accents get softened, and my Irish accent has also done that. But it's much more fucking embarrassing when I go home. It's also I go home to people I don't even respect them. I go back to Ireland, and most people there I don't respect. No offense, you unambitious fucking farmers. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Have you ever done anything? Have you ever done anything? You still go home and your ma washes your clothes. Shut the fuck up. Ireland's a dump. and I love it and I miss it, but fucking fuck you. All right, let's get some of these questions answered. If you've the best question of the month, you will win free merch, which I'll be wearing soon enough. So let's get these fucking questions read. This one has no name, anonymous. So let's see what we could do. And also, I love the advice. The longer, the better. Advice, it's great. I don't have any good advice. It's truly foolish for you. This is not supposed to be taken literally. It's supposed to be me giving advice so you can see how my brain works, and hopefully it's funny. At least entertaining, but absolutely 100%. Do not fall. This is not, legal disclaimer. Don't look at me. Look at where I'm sitting. I'm in a basement with an abandoned fucking workout ball, and a stool from a table set that doesn't exist anymore. So don't follow me. What's my biggest claim to fame? Fucking, I did the Tonight Show. Any bucket of piss can do that. Any bucket of piss and a callback can fucking get on that show. All right, here we go. Doing my best to save money. Also, it would be fucking nice to have a little, every now and again, a little, dear Collie, love the show, love the pod. Hi, to whom it may fucking concern. Can we do that? Is every fucking question just like, how big do you think an African's dick is? Like, just say hello. Hello there, Colum. Writing to you on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Indiana for my troubles. I subscribed to the Patreon, and to be honest, I signed up for the year. And that's why I'm sticking around. And once it's over, I'll be gone. Something like that. Please and thank you. All the best. You know, a little bit of a fuck. Is our manners dead? All right, here we go. Doing my best. Sorry. Doing my best to save money. But for the life of me, it just never adds up. Every time I store a couple of grand away, Hubba, that's nuts. Couple of grand. Every time I store a couple of grand away, something comes up and wipes it out. That's life, baby. Your money good? Your money good? How do you keep a lid on your shit when life gets crazy? All right. Yeah, no. My money's not good. My money has never been good. My money has never been good. My whole life. That's just the truth. Terrible with saving money. And so I can't help it. Yeah, something always comes up. That is life. That's what the savings are for. That's why when you're fucking, look at me like only last week, I left the big bad city of New York, moved to New Jersey. The plan is to try fucking have less expenses so that me and my future wife can actually save money towards a fucking down payment on a home. That's the goal. Because if you can't get on the property ladder, you're fucked. In this country, in America, you are fucked. You are fucked. This is the first time. I don't have kids, right? Not yet. But recently, since I'm getting married and then the kids will be coming and all that type of shit, that there's a real... I'm fucking scared of shit. I'm literally scared for the first... Before, because it's only because my dumb fucking bitch wife. If it wasn't for her, I always lived like, you know, hey, go to America, do comedy, talk about your dick. You know, get past the Saturday, drink yourself asunder. And then, like, worst case scenario, like, you know, I wake up and I'm 40 and it didn't work out. I just go, you know, I just fucking move to Thailand or Vietnam or do something like that, you know? Start some sort of online bullshit and move to one of these third world countries where I could live like a fucking king. Sure, I'll have AIDS, but then that means I'll die younger, less expenses. more money per day to spend. That was always my plan, but now my fucking stupid Italian fucking fiance will never leave her family. I don't know if she's getting. That's so horrible. But you know, so now I'm like, all right, I'm stuck here on this fucking crumbling empire where no one can afford a home. The rich are getting richer. Everyone's getting poor. Things aren't turning around. We're in the middle of election season. It doesn't matter. You really think, I know, sure, abortion rights and shit might matter, but nothing else matters. So imagine now the cost of college, and imagine in 20 years, 25 years from now, 40 years from now, when you're, people are buying homes now later and later. They're in their 40s buying their first home. Imagine in 40 years when your kids are like. So I don't fucking know. I don't know what the answer is at all. But there's going to be some sort of an uprising and some sort of Mad Max murdering thing. So you're saving your money in dollars. It might be pointless. Bullets and fucking tinned goods. All right? Dried meats. Get yourself a little bunker and a shotgun, bro. I think that's what you should be doing. Saving money, invest it in an underground lair. And, you know, whenever it happens, whenever the uprising happens, the apocalypse or whatever it is, it's because it's coming. It's coming. Just find yourself a nice 17-year-old on the block and drag her down with you and go, I saved your life and we have to repopulate the world or something. But then would you even bring in a fucking child into that world? I don't know. Anyway, that's my... So I'm terrible at money. And that runs in the family. That's an Irish trait, by the way. That's an Irish trait. He's fucking cheap. That's what they say in Ireland. They go, he's fucking cheap. We should all be cheap. No one has any money. Being cheap should be fucking honored. If you save your money, you should be fucking like, wow, he's great at not buying frivolous bullshit. But we don't do that. We go, he's fucking cheap. You ever want some free drinks? Go to a pub with a bunch of Irish boys. Round. I'll get the round. No, I'll get the round. And then they go home and they sleep on the floor because they can't afford a bed. No, the Irish are wasteful with money. And it's because we're new money. We are new money. We never had it. We never had it in the entire history of the country. We were broke. 1990s, late 1990s, early 2000s, bang, economy through the roof. And we were rich. We were slur word rich. Everyone had BMWs. We were going on fucking vacation to Switzerland. We were going nuts, bro. And then the economy crashed in 2008. And we were like, yeah, that was happening. You ever hear about the lotto winners? Every now and again, some cunt will win the lotto. They win $80 million in the lotto. 2 weeks later, then they're filing for bankruptcy because they bought a Porsche. They invested in a fucking ping pong fucking hall, like a chain of ping pong restaurants or whatever. And they give all their money to their cousin and they're buying diamond cocaine or whatever. And then they're broke. And that's the Irish. That's in our fucking blood. So say what you want about these Jews, okay? But being cheap as fuck is a good quality to have. I don't have it. I do not have it. You can't take it with you, fellas. But I reckon that's how you'd recommend. That's how you do it. But the truth is, in this world, saving, blah, blah, blah. You got to get money. You got to earn more money. It's easier to earn more money than it is to save money. That's my idea. But maybe it's not. But I shouldn't be doing this so late at night. Yawning like a motherfucker. All right, cheers for that. That was a great question. Thank you very much. All right, let's do another one, fellas. Let's see what we got here. Donovan Collinsworth. There's no way that's a real name, is it? Oh, look, here we go. Hey, Collie. Is that too much to ask? A little introduction? Hello? Hey, Collie. My question is this. My girlfriend lives with me in the house I just bought. Bang. There you go. How did you do it? Let us know. Let's have a little follow-up question on this one. That only ever happened once, I think, once or twice, where I've answered a question, and then 2 weeks later, they responded with another fucking update. So hit me with an update on this one. Donovan Collinsworth. My girlfriend lives with me in the house I just bought. Oof. The house that you are... Yeah. It's another one. I bought it. Yeah. To a degree you did. You put down a down payment and now you're fucking got 40 years fucking chained to this fucking building. She's kind of messy. What's that mean? What does kind of messy mean? Everyone has different degrees of what is acceptable, what's not acceptable. Not so bad that it makes me want to run over her with my truck. Jesus. How bad is that? How messy would that be? But just enough to be consistently annoying. That's broads for you, bro. But are you clean as shit? How clean are you? Is it just her shit? Like, is it like that old George Carlin thing where I've got stuff, everyone else has shit? Move your shit. I've got to put my stuff here. Real George Carlin joke. Ever notice when you're driving fast, everyone else is a slow idiot, but anyone else driving fast is a lunatic? Slow down, you mad bastard. See, those like two different George Carlin jokes, which are exactly the same, essentially, mathematically. Different ideas, but mathematically the same. Not so bad that it makes me want to run over her with my truck. Well, maybe sell your truck at first, you know. Not. You probably. Do you need a truck? All right. What can I do? What can I do or say to her to get her to perform her duties as a woman? Yikes. Gotta lay it down here, bro. As for a guy who's rented my whole life, but you gotta just lay it down. You gotta go, listen here, you fucking messy bitch. Grab her by the hair and go, whose name is on this? Pull out the lease or whatever it is. What's the thing that says you own the house? The declaration of fucking home ownership or whatever. Pull that out and say, listen, point out, where's your fucking name on this? Because you'll be out that fucking door, all right? Cunt, pick up your socks. Wash your fucking spoons. Wash those fucking spoons, you fucking bit. And she might like it. She might go, yes, daddy, you know, suck you off in the kitchen. She might like that. Women like that. What can I do or say to her to get her to perform her duties as a woman? Mind you, I do 90% of the cleaning and about 75% of the cooking. So at first you say I do 90% of the cleaning. You know, you think that's like an over-exaggeration, like it's almost like a figure of speech. And then he says, I do 75% of the cooking. In fairness, she does 25% of the cooking. I want that to flip to 100% of both of the things being on her. Well, that's never going to happen. You're never, ever going to have that. But you got to kick her out, brother. She just moved in. Fuck. She just moved in. She's annoying as fuck. Give her one chance, one shot. It's your house. Is she even contributing to the bills? Do you need her there financially? What's she bringing to the table? You can't. You cannot have that. You can't have this. She better be a fucking smoke show and bring a lot to your life, man. You can't. So now you're just letting this bitch. She's assumedly she's not in paying rent. She's in your house. She's not cleaning. She's not cooking. Fucking. I could never be with a chick that doesn't cook. I find that I just can't even imagine a world. There's obviously could be some exceptions, but you gotta learn. What are you, a stupid cunt? Fucking type in chicken. Type in chicken into fucking YouTube and just watch. You don't even need to read anything. You just watch a 30-second YouTube short of them smacking some chicken, pouring some stuff on it, throwing it in the hot thing. Put it on the hot thing, put it in the hot thing, take it out, shove it in your fucking mouth. Cooking's the easiest fucking thing in the world. Follow the instructions. It's like IKEA furniture. How fucking dumb have you got to be to not be... And this goes for anyone. Man, woman, retard. Everyone should be able to cook. You don't have to be a great cook, but Every single fucking idiot alive can cook. Takes 2 fucking attempts. First attempt, you make the meal, you might fuck it up. The second attempt, it'll be fucking perfect. Then you have it for life. Anyone that can't cook is a fucking waste of space. What else can't you fucking do? The most primitive and easiest of things in the world. Get the fish, put it on the hot thing, put it in your mouth. It's that simple. It's that fucking simple. Oh, what's that? Pasta, boil it, sauce, in your mouth. How fucking stupid can you be? Anyway, buddy, you got to get rid of this bitch. That's what I'm saying. Give her an ultimatum. You say, see that? That's where you're fucking going. All right, listen, thank you very much for listening to the podcast. Again, obviously, check out James McCann. And come see me on the road, columtyrrell.com. And I'm heading off to Patreon now to do a solo episode. So come join me on Patreon. It's only $1 a month. Thank you very much. Bye.